Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and pleased to be, it's Debsy, boop, that's me, boop, Debsy. Hey guys, and happy Thursday. I hope everybody had a great day and is having a wonderful week. Listen, Linda, I am finally putting out the video for the recap and rant about the Bachelorette, the men tell all. And today, I'm filming this on Thursday. You're going to see this Thursday. Hopefully, you are also going to be able to see my recap and rant on the finale for Claim to Fame. So I'll have to pull double duty and film both of these today. So you'll see this shirt again. Plus, you'll also see it tomorrow for Motivational Mornings. Okay, so let's get to it. There's a lot to talk about. Let's get to it. This was 2 hours. This could have been less than 2 hours. So we started off first off with Grant calling his mom on speakerphone and telling her that he is the next bachelor. I understand exactly why they did this because, I mean, it's not like it's a big secret that Grant is going to be the next bachelor. They had already announced him. So I like that. It's also a nice thing that they probably told his mom ahead of time, like, hey, I'm going to be calling. Maybe don't say anything. Maybe don't say anything embarrassing over the phone. Listen, I have listed here. I absolutely love Spencer in all caps. And I forgot about some of these guys, though. Why was I like this? I love Spencer. Jazz hands. I do. I absolutely love Spencer. If you are on TikTok, follow Spencer. I think it's Spencer, not Conroy, but just type in Spencer from The Bachelorette and he'll come up. Listen, I love Spencer. What's this? I loved Spencer this season, but I love his content too. He's a man after my own heart because he loves Diet Coke. And it's pretty much just like a Diet Coke stand page. But follow him if you can. He has such a great personality. I just love him. Okay, so we start off, they go back to Hawaii. We know Devin was going to visit Jen because he's feeling kind of left out, of the love sweepstakes. He told her, and she hasn't said anything to him except, hey, thanks. So Devin goes to the room, tells her, hey, I feel like I'm your safe bet and that he's the need, he's not the want for her. He's like, I gave up a lot to be here, and I went through a lot while I was here for you. So what's the deal? So then Jen, listen, I'm going to tell you, it might just be me. I don't think it's just me because when they showed some of the reactions from the women there, they didn't seem like, they didn't seem like they bought this. But Jen starts crying and says about how I'm not great at expressing myself and putting words and sentences together, which is crazy because, I mean, she did for all the season, and she accused Sam of not being able to put stuff into sentences. So I don't know. And then she says, of course I love you. She says, of course I love you. What did she say? She said, of course, Devin, I love you. I love you, you freaking idiot. And everybody was like, ah! Listen, I didn't buy it. I did not buy it at all. I think, and like I said, there was a part of the audience that didn't buy it either. My opinion, I think she said what she said because Devin is her safety net. Like, in case it doesn't work out with Marcus, because we know her number one is Marcus. I think that's why she said that. Do I buy it? Not 100%. No, I don't. Okay, so then they move on to the rose ceremony. Now, she just said, I love you to Devin, and she said, I love you to Marcus. So we know exactly what's going to happen. This is no surprise. I mean, I picked Devin to go first. I picked her to pick Devin first and then Marcus. Devin, because, you know, she just had this big thing with Devin. So Devin's going to be number 1. And then Marcus is going to be number 2. We all knew this. Everybody in the audience was surprised that Jonathan wasn't picked. I wasn't. I just put, because before the ceremony, he was talking and he was saying about how he regrets that he took so long to get to where he's at and that he didn't tell Jen how he really feels. I just put, oh, sweet Jonathan, you are going to get your heart broken. So she picked Devin, and then she picked Marcus, and then I'm going to tell you what, listen, I'm going to tell you, this broke me. I don't think I have ever cried this hard over a man being cut from The Bachelorette. It literally, I was crying hard. Tears were coming down out of my eyes onto my face, and I'm not a pretty crier, and it was not, no. I felt so bad for him, because listen, here's a guy, Jonathan to me seems like a genuine kind heart, and like I felt like he was the only one who was real the whole time. That's what I think. So she walks him out. So of course there's a bench, there's a breakup bench. Then she asks, how are you doing? So how are you? How do you think I am? How do you think I am? I just got my heart broken on national TV by a person that I thought I would spend the rest of my life with. I'm fantastic. How are you? What do you think? That's like when news people go up to somebody who maybe just had lost like a loved one and they had passed. They'll be like, how are you? How are you doing? Oh, great. Fantastic. Everything's wonderful. Shits and giggles and rainbows and turds all over the place. That's it. Rainbows and turds. So how the fuck do you think he's doing? Then he goes in and he tells the story about how he took a walk on the beach last night and he happened upon 2 chairs in the sand on the beach, and he sat down and he thought that there's no one he would rather sit on those chairs with than her, and that's who he wants to spend his life with. And he says he realized he took too long, and he blames himself. He continually blames himself, and he said that he thinks she was perfect for him, but he just wasn't perfect for her, but he was. But he really was. Jen, that I have written down, you are a fucking fool, Jen. She is a fool. And listen, am I the only one who thought that she was being a little cold to him? Like, here he is pouring his heart out, getting ready to cry. She seemed very cold. She didn't have any kind of emotion on her face. She wasn't crying, or I didn't see any emotion. She wasn't crying. And then driving away, he's crying a little bit. He's blaming himself. Now listen, in my opinion, Grant, I love Grant as the next Bachelor. I absolutely do. But in that moment, I was kind of hoping and wishing that it would have been Jonathan. I love Jonathan. After Spencer, my favorite was Jonathan. I know that at the start, when he came in with that entrance and he had his ass hanging out, I was like, I don't know about this guy. I'm all in on Jonathan. If they were to make him Bachelor in the future, if he doesn't find somebody, I would be all in. I would watch every second and I would love it because I love Jonathan. Okay, so we're done with Hawaii and then we come back to the live show. So let's bring on so many of the subpar men from the season that was Jen Tran's season. Some of them I enjoyed, but some of them I forgot about, and some of them I really just couldn't stand. So I'm not going to go through everything that was talked about. I'm just going to hit some of the highlights. So listen, the reception for Brett was over the moon. If the producers of this show are smart, and I don't know that they are, I don't think they are, but if they were, they would capitalize on that. They would have more people, more men, and more men that resemble Brett. More men who are just normal men. That Brett's physique is the physique that an everyday American man would have. Okay? And if we're getting right down to it, how about having maybe some women that are more than like a size 0? I mean, women watch the show. As a woman, I would like to see somebody that is a plus size that's finding love, because so often plus size women in media, whether it be like TV or movies, the plus size girl is always like the best friend, the sidekick, the one who's like hilarious. She's the fat funny friend. How about bringing some people of size? I mean, that reception for Brett proves that Bachelor Nation would love to see people of size on it. I'm not speaking for everyone in Bachelor Nation, but I'm a part of Bachelor Nation, and I know other people who would probably love to. Put in the comments if you would like to see more people that are representative of all of the different sizes in America, rather than jacked and small. Okay, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Okay, so listen. Then they got to Aaron and the bomb that he dropped before he left. Like, there are some men who aren't here for the right reasons. Are you gonna tell me who? No. And he took the coward way out and just dipped. So he said he was talking about 3 guys. Two of them I could see what he was maybe talking about. The third one, I, like Hakeem, lost my mind. So the first one he was talking about was Sam N. The second one, now Sam N, I don't know. The second one was Devin. He had a problem with Devin. And the third one blew my mind, and that was Spencer. And I agree with Hakeem. Listen, if I wouldn't have scared Jack in the other room, I would have screamed what at a high-pitched shrill as well. But Spencer. And he said Spencer because he thought, watching him have his one-on-one date and talking with Jen and talking about his, how the woman that he was going to marry cheated on him, he thought that Spencer wasn't healed from this past relationship. He don't know shit about Spencer. He don't know Spencer. So Spencer is like, listen, sweetheart, you can be healed. I can be healed from that. You can be healed, but still not be comfortable talking about how the woman I was going to marry had cheated on me. Okay? By the way, you came in here thinking you knew what Jen wanted and what Jen needed, and you don't even know Jen. And he's like, but I didn't do that. And Spencer was like, yeah, you did, because you immediately said that Devin isn't what Jen needs. And the kind of guy Jen needs. How do you know? Do you know Jen? He don't know Jen. And then his brother was there too, because they had brought up that book, how he gave that book to who was it? He gave that book to Devin. And it turns out his brother had gotten the same kind of type of book on emotional intelligence from Bennett years ago. And even his brother was like, bro, you're a dick. You shouldn't have done that. Okay, let's talk about some MVPs of this show, because honestly, I'm going to tell you, one of my MVPs of the Men Tell All was Jeremy. Jeremy was on point, and he was no more on point than when he was talking about Sam M. Jeremy was the one to first bring up keeping the main thing, because he had said keeping the main thing. He mentioned that, and then that's when they brought up all of these other ones. Ferocious Love, 10 Toes Down. Jeremy says, if keeping the main thing was Devin, then yeah, he did keep the main thing. He also said that Sam was like Lindsay Lohan's character in Mean Girls, like when she's like, when she says she can't stand Regina George, but that's all she would talk about. Like, so So Sam was Lindsay Lohan, and Devin, I guess, was Regina George. Perfect analogy. So that brings up Sam M to the hot seat. So they played clips of like his journey on The Bachelorette, and it just hit me now. But whenever like on that last show that he was on, and he said, and he threw that Hail Mary pass when he said, "Because I love you," it didn't hit me until I rewatched it. But when he said, "Because I love you," that to me made me think of like a very egotistical person that would be like, "I love you. You're welcome." You know what I mean? Like, that's what that reminded me of. It didn't when I first saw it, but it did on the rewatch. He's talking and talking. I'm getting the real impression that just Jesse doesn't believe him. Like, he's like, did you really mean that? Yeah, so I don't think Jesse believed him, and I don't think a lot of the people in the audience believed him either. And then it was also brought up about, Jeremy had brought up the eyes. When he said, before he left, Sam M said, that chick, she has a dull personality, dull energy. And he said, the way that we would communicate was with our eyes. So when she came in, I saw that her eyes were dull. That's what I meant. That her eyes were dull and not her. Get the fuck out of here. Jeremy also brought up whenever they were at the radio station, and he had said that he thought that the Bachelorette was either going to be Maria or Daisy. Sam was like, I'm glad you brought that up, because I remember telling first of all, he said, I'm not the only person who thought that it was going to be Daisy or Maria. And people were like, what are you talking about? No, they obviously, before, you're going to know who it is before you apply. The only person that's going to apply without even knowing who it is somebody who just wants to be on TV. So if he applied before the person was even set and announced, that to me would say that you just want to be on TV and you're not there for the right reasons. That's what I'm thinking. But he says that he told his mom that I don't think that if it's either one of them, meaning Maria or Daisy, that it's going to work out. Well then, and like Jeremy said, well then why apply? If you don't even think that, if you're thinking it's going to be those two, one of those two, and you're applying, why? Why are you applying? And Charity and Dawn, you could tell. Listen, they didn't buy it. They didn't buy anything he was selling. Not at all. They can absolutely never, ever, ever make me love you, Sam M. Ever. There is nothing, I don't care how many times you put him in swim trunks on Paradise Beach. I just will not like him. I don't like him. I didn't like him from the first time. Is he attractive? Yeah, I was like, damn, he is fine. But quickly realized as soon as he opened his mouth, no, I don't like him. And I didn't see, people were like, hopefully people saw a different side. I didn't see a different side. I saw the same side. This was just highlighted. That's all. So next they bring out Jonathan. Jonathan had his one-on-one. Now listen, here's the thing. I thought it was funny how Jonathan, when he was asked, what are the things that you loved about Jen? He was able to speak on all of them. He was able to eloquently and verbally put out there things that he loved about Jen. And they weren't all physical things. They were things that you would really have to pay attention when somebody talks to come up with these. Unlike somebody else that was just in the hot seat, could not do. And listen, we got exactly what we wanted. I know, because everybody else, every other woman that was in that audience last night agrees with me. But whenever Jesse extended, what are they doing? Is that a crane? No, it's not. Listen, we have outside, about a block away from the house, is our football field. And I thought there was a giant like crane up in the air. There's not. Okay, where was I at? Okay, anyways, and they extended the first invitation to paradise to him if he is still single. Let me just tell you. Oh, I lost a little bit of my mind. I did. Some of it fell out of my ear or out of my mouth, probably out my ear. Oh, that I cannot wait. He has a bod. He has a bod. But put in the comments who you would want to see him with. I know a lot of people on socials are saying they would love to see him with Maria. I don't know about that. You know who I would like to see him with? Because I want her to find love. And that's Olivia. Listen, I felt terrible for her and how she was treated last year. But I need to see him, even if he doesn't end up with anybody. Yep. Okay. So next, okay. I'll tell you this much. I've told you in the past, I do not like those little reaction screens in the bottom of a screen. Like here will be the picture and the main picture, and then down here is like a little reaction screen. The only time that I will ever like it is if you have Hakeem doing a reaction of something. They were showing a preview of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives on Hulu, which looks fantastic. I hope it's not just the edit. Like I was getting tired of that Sam Smith song, but when they edited it into that preview, it was flawless, perfect. But seriously, Hakeem's reaction was comedy gold. Absolutely loved it. So they brought Grant out as the next Bachelor. I'm telling you what, they picked a good one this time. He's very emotionally intelligent. And when they asked him what he's looking for in a woman, he didn't come out and immediately say somebody who's hot and who's built and blah, 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 this sexy. No, he said a kind soul, someone who treats others well, because beauty fades. Correct. Jesse had said this once he was announced. Over 10,000 people have applied to be on his season, and more are coming in every day. I'm absolutely going to watch his season. I find it crazy that he is going to be only the second man of color as the Bachelor. I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy time. I think he was a perfect choice. I agree with Jonathan when he said that. Okay, so Jen's one-on-one came next. Now listen, I've been noticing on socials, a lot of people were saying this. She comes out in that red dress, looked very good. Comes out in that red dress, and a lot of people were pointing out Jonathan's reaction and how he talked about how she looked. Like that reaction that he gave was not a reaction of like, looks very nice, like very nice, lovely. That was a reaction of like, oh shit, she looks hot. That's what that looked like. Well, people were speculating that maybe she is single, because why would you react that way? And then he talks about like her different dresses that she wore. Why would you have that reaction if she is engaged to one of your friends? And I don't think people were not saying that like they're together. But I could see where people would say that. And to be honest with you, I don't know that I would even want the two of them together. I think, don't come for me I think he's a little bit, I don't want to say he's better. He could find better than her, but I think he could. Like if she couldn't see what she had before, no, I don't think there should be a second chance. Okay, so listen, the next part was the best part because she addressed people and it came her time to address Sam M. And when she did, she read him straight to filth and she ate him up with a damn spoon and left no crumbs. A damn fork and spoon and knife didn't leave any crumbs, I'm gonna tell you. She started straight off saying, I'm keeping the main thing the main thing. She watched the season. She saw how he blatantly disrespected the other men in the house, how everything revolved around him. It wasn't anything about her and her feelings. It was him. And she said, and you watched all of that back. And then you decided to double down and you had your family and your friends go out there on social media and defend you because you're a grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass man. You can defend yourself. Instead, you had to have these other people go out there and defend you. Blame it on the producers. Blame it on editing. When the man that I saw on the screen was the man that I saw in front of me the entire season. And I hope you learn from this and you grow and you change, because if you don't, then I really feel sorry for who you end up with. And then he comes out. I can't even remember what the hell he said because I didn't care, and I didn't write it down because I don't care about him. But his response, it didn't impress me, and it didn't seem like it impressed Jen. He just says words to say words. He strings something together that he maybe remembers from like some Matthew McConaughey rom-com. He thinks it's gonna work and it doesn't. Okay, so next up, they had a little thing with Downton and Charity. Downton and Charity, they went to Greece. It was good, except Downton ended up with the flu. So ABC is sending them to Greece again, like another trip to Greece. That's great. If you want to send me to Greece, okay. But if I was Charity, and behind the scenes, I might be like, we just went to Greece. Can we maybe go someplace else? Like, I don't know, like Italy? Can you send us to Italy? That would be cool. Okay, typically I'm not a fan of the bloopers. Like, I always hate the bloopers. These ones were pretty funny. When she called, I don't know why I thought it was hilarious yet. I was like, why would you call him that? But when she called Jonathan my medium king, and then the guy throwing up off camera when Jeremy said it's Jen and Jer Bear Day was funny. But listen, let's give it a rest with the Spider and Hakeem. I mean, seriously, I have what the F with the Spider and Hakeem. So they bring out this tarantula that's the size of my car, and they put it on his lap. He obviously doesn't want to do this, but everybody's egging him on and laughing. He's better than I am, because I would have just screamed, fuck you, and I would have left. No, after peeing my pants or something. No, so they put it on his lap. He's fine with it, and then they're like, by the way, here's your second invitation to join the beaches of paradise. You couldn't have just asked him. You had to put a freaking, no. You had to put that tarantula on his lap. No. And at this point, it's when I thought, listen, I'm getting more excited for Joan's season as the Golden Bachelorette than I am for seeing any more of the rest of this season. And Joan's Bachelorette season, it's coming September 18th. I can't wait. Love Joan. Now, they showed a little bit of next week. Next week is 3 hours. 3 hours. It doesn't, I can guarantee you it doesn't need to be 3 hours. Because this week it didn't have to be 2 hours. There was a lot of filler in there. So it looks like her family aren't fans of either of these guys. Like the brother says no to giving a blessing to Devin. And then Marcus comes straight out and tells them, listen, nah, I don't feel like I love her. Do you think you could be engaged? And he's like, no. And then he says, I didn't think it would go that badly. Oh, okay. Well, and then they also say, she says, there's something, this is something I never thought I would do. And then she says, I can't let you propose to me. So listen, either she proposes to him, which would be dumb, or she ends up alone. You know that I have said, in all honesty, I think she should end up alone. And people are gonna be like, but that's not the Bachelorette. But I don't know that she's ready. I just don't. Plus, I don't know, there's nothing wrong with being alone. I like being alone. I'm also 56 and scared to death of being killed by anybody that's not from it's not within these 4 walls. So anyways, okay. So listen, tell me in the comments what you thought if you watched. If nobody told you yet today, you are loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and understanding out there so it comes right back at you. Please take care of one another. Please be aware of your surroundings at all time. Be safe. If it's hotter than Satan's nutsack where you're at, please drink water. Hydrate often with water. And number 4, if you're somewhere where there is adverse weather or if there is a dangerous situation, please be safe, be smart, be mindful, and we're sending prayers, love, positivity your way. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. No, maybe you'll see me. Maybe I'll see you later, but probably tomorrow. So I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.